The UNCW swimming and diving team won its 7th consecutive CAA championship last season, maintaining their dynasty in the pool. Along the way, the Seahawks have featured some outstanding divers like Bo Bunn, Dean Berman, and Will Humphreys. UNCW's newest diving ace is Kobi Salinas, a baby-faced Texan with a big heart when the chips are down.
Like a surgeon who carefully performs his or her duties, sophomore diver Kobi Salinas is a perfectionist, and that served him well last season as a member of the UNCW swimming and diving team.
I started diving when I was 8 in 4th grade. We had a program where we would come to the pool and learn how to swim, and I was just diving off the side of the pool because I already knew how to swim. And my coach, Coach Dick Wilson, saw me doing that, and he wanted me to go up on the board and try it, and ever since then I just started diving. I loved it. I'm the only diver in my entire family. All of them are runners or soccer players, so when I started diving it was very different. When I first started wearing a Speedo, everyone's like, whoa, what are you doing? But they definitely support me. They think it's a great talent that I have, and it's 100% they're behind me. What I like most, it's a real challenge, you know, it's always overcoming yourself and stuff. There's always that fear of hitting the board or smacking, and you just always have to, it's a struggle with yourself and stuff. So it's not necessarily going against somebody else, it's going against yourself. You can't second guess yourself. You have to be confident and say, you know, I'm not going to hit the board, I'm going to do this dive well. It's a lot of positivity in that.
We're hoping that he can really step up and do some things again like what Dean did at Nationals his senior year at Georgia Tech. He's got the ability to do that. He's a smart young man, comes from a real good family. His brother is a professional soccer player for San Diego, I think, in the MSL. So he's got some athletic genes and just a really good kid to work with. You have to really learn how to compete at the NCAA level, and he's getting some really, really great experience right now. We're really happy that he's here. We're ecstatic that he's here. Kobi's best dive right now is probably his inward 2.5 tuck, but we're going to move that to pike. In fact, we're going to change a lot of his list to pike. He probably knows it in the back of his mind, and we've talked about it a little bit. He uses his eyes really well. A diver cannot dive without using their eyes. It doesn't look like they can see much, but it's timing and vision.
I always have my eyes open. I do a front 1.5 with 3 twists, and I'm looking up at the water, counting how many times I twist and stuff. I always have my eyes open. If you do close your eyes, it's called like spatial awareness. You get lost, you have no idea where you are, and you'll smack. My favorite dive is inwards, just the whole inward group. It's where you're facing backwards, but you're doing a front flip towards the board. It's definitely one of the scariest dives, and a lot of people just cringe when they see it, but I like it because I can do it well. I know how to do the technique properly and stuff, and it's definitely one of my best dives.
How do you stay humble after freshman of the year, diver of the year?
Oh, whenever they say something like that, I always tell them to be quiet, and I knock on wood and stuff, because I definitely want to stay on top, but I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to be on top because I already was my freshman year. I'm definitely working. I know there's some people who are going to be working to come after me this year, and I want to stay on top, and that's my big goal, is to stay #1. Diving's definitely a gentleman's sport. There's no like, oh, I'm going to get you or anything like that. It's always hidden and stuff. It's a gentleman's sport, kind of like golf. So I guess they would just say that I'm silent and consistent, very consistent.
The divers, you know, you're in a different well, you know, away from the swimmers. You're all part of the same team. Do you see that connection?
Definitely. After practice, we always go to Wagner Hall for dinner, and they're like, wow, Kobi did this great dive today. So they definitely enjoy watching me dive when they're swimming. And I always comment on them like, oh, you're struggling on that set when they're swimming. So we definitely always talk and support each other. It's different because in high school, it wasn't like that at all. The swimmers were definitely separate from the divers, and there was no connection whatsoever. But on this team, there's a connection. I really like that. There's a lot of support.
With a name like Kobi, championships are certain to follow. With 7 straight in the books, #8 could be soon for the Seahawks.